Dave and my colleague, Councillor Michael Thompson, and everybody else who's here, and especially our friends from TD, without whom this wouldn't be happening. I'm just delighted to be here, and I'm delighted that my wife, Barb Hackett, is also able to be here. We went to Austin together, and what we saw there was a city that took every opportunity, not just to show its support for music, not just to showcase music, but to also celebrate music, celebrate the artists, and to make sure that the city accommodated itself to a reasonable extent to making sure that people could shine, people could perform, people could enjoy music. And so just hearing Zabe talking about the hours in which this is held and the fact that we had to accommodate all the work of City Hall and all the restrictions and rules, I would say, Zabe, if we can find somebody that I can put in a word with who direct me to the right person, we might just suggest this be held maybe even at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because as far as I'm concerned, it'll improve productivity around here. If people come down here, have half an hour of live music during the course of their day, or even if they hear the sounds of the music wafting up through the towers, I think it'll be a good thing. Because I would like to see our people who work here and people who will gradually come to know of this series happening, that they come in greater numbers each time, which I'm sure they will as we build up from this. I think it's going to be great. And what's great about it is I did a little bit of reading, as I want to do, because if you said to me, was I an expert on these two bands we're going to hear from today, and I'm even more interested to hear from them, having read about them. But what I also read about them was interesting, and it's so typically Torontonian and Canadian. The young novelists have won an award at the Canadian Folk Music Awards. They're award-winning. They've toured in the Netherlands. They've toured all over in different parts of Canada. And yet they're probably not as well known here as they should be, given that recognition they have elsewhere. And isn't it just like us, that we wait until people are recognized and in demand somewhere else before we sort of have them to a platform here? They play here, of course, but to be right in this iconic building. The same with the Musical Project. I mean, again, a songwriting award in the last year or so. A great story. By the way, just so you can be assured this is a family show, in my reading I discovered that in both bands there are people who are married to each other. So I don't know whether that's something that's in the water or in the music or what it is, but I think it just proves we're putting on a family show here at City Hall. So I think, though, the chance to give these bands that are making a name for themselves a chance to come here to this building and to show our support as a city, and to have people come and have a chance to hear this perform, is what is going to be a big part of making this Music City. And it's one of the things we learned in part from Austin, where they have this at the beginning of their city council meetings. Now, in our city council meetings, I think the chance of various people getting up and breaking into dance and so forth and totally losing control is such that we probably shouldn't expose the musical city council meetings, instead do it down here. But I'm just delighted that these bands are here. I thank them. I thank TD. I thank Zabe and Mike for all their leadership on making this happen one step at a time. We are going to establish ourselves, as we're determined to do, for all the reasons which are to support the music industry, support culture and the arts, and to grow the economy, because music is an integral part of all of that, and it is the universal language that binds people together in a very diverse city like this. So on with the show. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you again to TD and to our team for making this happen, and to the artists for being here to entertain us today. Thank you.